second ago, but our HVAC person called. Our heat pump, we have a heat pump in our house, and it's on the fritz. There's a de-icing board or some circuit that is not working, so they're coming out today to fix it. And I'm off from a morning walk in a local park, and I just, I don't understand. Every time I come to this park, it's a very popular park in the Cleveland area. Do kids go to school anymore? There are 2 busloads of kids here today. It is a Tuesday morning at like 10 o'clock, or maybe it's 9:30. And this place is filled with children all day long. I mean, what do teachers do these days? Do they just go to class and go, you know what? Guys, I'm tired of teaching. Let's take you to the park. Yay! You know, it was rare when I was a kid if we went on a field trip. Rare. Maybe once a year between like 1st and 5th grade. I don't understand this. And there's always whole classes of little kids at this park. And you know it's just a break for the teachers because they're tired of putting up with it. Like, I don't come here to be surrounded by screaming little bastards. I'm so sick of it. Oh, let's get 10 busloads of kids and go to the park. And if it's not the kids on a field trip, it's parents. And there's kids of all ages. And people here with their kids, grown men in the middle of the school week, men and women with their kids here. Like, does anybody go to school anymore? What are these people doing for a living that they can take time off of work and come to the park with their kids? Maybe they're living off the state. But my call interrupted my live stream, and I'm going for my walk here. I don't know if it's going to be a particularly long one, but my phone's going to get cold here and shut off because Apple hasn't figured out a way to make a phone that can either handle the heat of the sun or the extreme cold. You know, as the saying goes, we can put a man on the moon in extreme temperatures and have all their batteries work when it's like minus 200 degrees on the moon or plus 200, and they somehow figured out how to insulate suits and rocket ships that could function with 1960s technology and batteries that would last that long. But they can't make a phone in the 21st century that doesn't short out and fucking melt my hand if it's too hot outside or too cold. Sure, I believe that. But what happened to me with this whole YouTube thing is I invested a lot of time, a lot of money, bought new equipment, got cameras, came up with scripts, did everything I was told to do, and, you know, didn't really go anywhere. I've almost got 10,000 subscribers, but you should see my numbers. Just as I'm about to get to 10,000, a bunch of people drop off. And every time I mention it, a bunch of people drop off. So here's another thing here. This is a sugar maple tree, and they have tapped it. And this is a local park. And I grew up in a town called Chardon, Ohio, where they have a maple festival, and they tap all the maple trees along all the main streets. And I learned that it takes like 100 gallons of like tree sap to make 1 gallon of maple syrup. So here in this area, they have maybe 20 trees tapped. And then they have a sugar bush, which is a place where they boil it down the street, allegedly. And I can't believe they're ever going to get enough maple syrup or sap out of these trees to make maple syrup. It just doesn't work that way. You have to have hundreds of trees tapped. And you have to have a whole vat that you set a fire underneath, and you boil the sap until it, and I guess the water evaporates, and then the sap's left behind, and they cure it, and it's really sweet. I should know more about the process than I do because I grew up around it, but I can't believe they're really doing it here in the park. It takes a lot of work. You need a lot of equipment to gather the sap. There used to be tractors that would go around town and pull the buckets off the trees and pour them into a big aluminum vat, and then they take the vat uptown and they'd dump it into another vat, and then they'd boil it with fire underneath it and stuff. They don't have the staff to do here. They don't even have the staff here to keep the sidewalks clear. It's a weird thing. These parks are weird. They allegedly have rangers, but you never see any rangers. I don't know where the rangers are. They're off pulling their puds somewhere. But yeah, I'm gonna take my channel in a different direction. I'm not making any more call center stuff. It's boring. It's stupid. I put some really good stuff out there and nobody watches it. It's like, what's the point? What good is it if I get 200 views? Go watch all my old stuff. All I can tell you is don't work in call centers. They're terrible. It's an awful place. It's not worth it. We had a snowfall last couple of days. We got about 8 inches of snow. A week ago it was 60 degrees, and now today it's like 19 degrees. And like 8 inches of snow. I just had to get out of the house and walk around a little bit. What do we get down here? Oh, yeah. Here comes a loud guy. Good morning. He's talking about lasers. Maybe he's an alien walking his dog. But I'm out here going for my walk, get some exercise. I'm losing weight again. I go through this wrestling matches, we all do. I went down to 197 about 2 years ago, from 224 down to 197, and then went to a Thanksgiving Day dinner at a family member's house, and I just like, fuck it, I'll just eat this turkey and the pie and the cake, and I ate all this shit over that whole holiday season between like Thanksgiving and New Year's. And then we had birthday parties in there as well. And I fucking put on 20 of it back. So now I'm back trying to lose it again. And it just comes down to, you just can't eat that stuff anymore. Especially as you get older, your metabolism changes. You just can't eat cake and pie and candy. We have none of that stuff at home, but once you fall off the wagon and stop just eating salads and you start eating all that junk again, it just automatically gets put back on, your weight goes right back on you. So, but that's another thing. I'm going to do these live streams because I'm tired of making these polished things where I sit at a computer and I record it and I make sure the sound is right and the lighting's right and the camera's in focus. Then I gotta edit it and I gotta come up with a script and a thumbnail. What difference does it make whether I do that or not? Nobody watches it anyway. It's ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna log off here because I'm gonna finish my walk. And if you have a YouTube channel, let me know what your experience has been on here. I was on Rumble, but nobody watches Rumble. That's a waste of time too. Nobody even knows Rumble exists. I'm on Rumble. I'm on a few platforms. But you should see all the hard drives I've got of all my material. Terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of videos I've created. And I keep this stuff. I don't even know why I keep it. Like somebody's going to call me from Hollywood and say, "Oh, Pete, do you have episode 6 of your second season of Call Center Survivor? We'd really like to do something with that." No, that's not going to happen. Because I don't like... See, here's a group of people. 3 adults with 3 children in the middle of Tuesday morning, and they're cross-country skiing or something. These are little kids. These are like second graders. What are they doing out here in the middle of the day in February? They should be in school. I don't know. Let's see if they say good morning. Morning.
Morning. Yeah? Yeah, on the phone.
I don't get it. Doesn't anybody go to school anymore? You know what I would have given in 2nd grade for somebody to go hiking with me in the forest so I didn't have to go to school? And look, they all parked right here. They're all Cadillacs. They all drive Cadillacs. Cadillac SUVs. 2 Cadillac SUVs and a Chevy. The fuck? They must homeschool, Lovey. I'm going to homeschool my cherubs. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to log off here. And I'm going to still post stuff, but I'm just not going to put the production quality and time into it. Microphones, Jesus Christ, the different microphones. I have like 5 different microphones. 2 different lavalier microphones. One's wireless. What a waste of money. Thousands of dollars I put into this. I'm going to start selling off 2 of my cameras. I'm going to sell my Blackmagic pocket cinema cameras. Because honestly, the quality is nowhere near as good as my Nikon. The new Nikon I bought. I think it's a Nikon Z6 II or something like that. Man, my Blackmagic cameras suck. One of them's got mold on the glass that covers the sensor, an infrared, an IR like filter. It's got mold on it somehow. How does a camera get mold on a sensor? $1,200 camera, useless. And then they won't even fix it unless they're like, well, you'll have to mail it in and we're gonna charge you $300. Fuck, everyone's a rip-off artist these days. So I'm gonna start selling off my stuff. I never use these cameras anymore. I just use my Nikon, my iPhone. I filmed my entire documentary with a Nikon Z6 II and my iPhone. It looks great. Far better than the Blackmagic pocket cinema cameras could do. All right, I'm gonna log off. Thanks for watching. Bye.